welcome. First of all, welcome. This is Unsolicited Perspectives. I'm Bruce Anthony, your host here to lead the conversation in important events and topics that are shaping today's society. Join the conversation by following us wherever you get your audio podcasts. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to watch our video podcast. Rate, review, like, comment, share. Share with your friends, share with your family, hell, even share with your enemies. On today's episode, it's the Sibling Happy Hour. I'm here with my sis, Jay Andrea. We're going to be dilly-dallying a little bit, talking about the Oscars and Barbie. Then we're going to be talking about Michael Jackson and a biopic. And then they out here jacking the Amish. But that's enough of the intro. Let's get to the show. What up, sis?
What up, brother?
I can't call it. I had to center myself before we started the show because people have been pissing me off today.
What happened today?
Just people just say dumb stuff, man. Just like, okay, so I don't know how I get pulled into these arguments and debates.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how.
People you do.
People just feel like they want to talk to me and tell me about how they feel. I don't know why people feel like they could just talk to me.
You're too friendly.
But I'm not, though. That's the thing. I walk around the place with no smile on my face ever.
Yeah, okay.
I'm not friendly. But somebody was talking to me about the jab, so the COVID shot, right? And they were like, I just don't understand this hypocrisy. So that automatically perked up my ears because I'm like, you're talking about my favorite word. I love people.
Right.
I love calling out people on their hypocrisy. She's like, yeah, everybody's talking about my body, my choice, but it wasn't my body, my choice for the jab. And I just put my head down and I said, those two things are not the same.
Lord.
Yes, they are. It was mandated. I was like, it was mandated for government positions, right? And certain jobs said, we want you to get this jab, but you still had a choice.
Yeah,
no, you didn't. I was like, yeah, no.
Yeah.
You had a choice.
Yes.
If you got the jab, you could still work at that job. If you didn't, you don't get to work at that job. But you have the choice. As opposed to a lot of states stripping away abortion rights.
Right.
Where they can go to another state. Well, no, not all the time, because some of these laws, when they strip away abortion rights, are saying if you go to another state, they're going to prosecute you.
Mm-hmm.
So this is literally taking away their right. They have no choice. You had a choice. You didn't like the choice, right? You didn't like the choice whether you had to get the jab or not, but you still had a choice. No, I just don't agree. I was like, well, okay, well, I really can't explain no clearer than that, but okay.
You better than me because listen, the moment you start going down the road, any like anti-vaxxer nah, you already lost me, and I'm just gonna walk away. Like,
but this person wasn't an anti-vaxxer. They got the vaccine. They were all for, I'm gonna get this vaccine. They were talking about choice and things being forced upon us. And I was like, yeah, well, they did force these vaccines down our throat, but also
let me guess.
I don't even go there. Yes, the answer to your question is yes. Don't even say it, but
all
yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So and hyperbole is
right.
Expected.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For those of you who don't understand, I can't explain it to you. Either you know or you don't know. Sorry. Certain stuff, we want to keep things open on this podcast and explain things to everybody, but sometimes if you don't get it, then you just don't get it.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, I don't know what to tell you.
But I think real folks out there know what I'm getting at.
Yeah, real folks know what you're talking about.
And these false parallels and hyperbole and just the over exaggerate. It is like the slavery of today making us get vaccinated. I'm like,
no, that's nowhere.
Who said that?
It's nowhere close. But anyway, you wanted to talk about the Oscar. No, you did not. You wanted to talk about Oscars and Barbie.
In a way.
Oh Lord, here we go.
In a way, I
All
wanted to
right,
talk about the same thing.
have at
So
it.
so Barbie gets 8 Oscar nominations,
Hmm.
including Best Picture, Best Adapted Screenplay, Best Supporting Actor, Best Actress, and everybody, well, not everybody,
No, not Best Actress.
Best Supporting Actress,
Okay, Margot
Best,
Robbie.
that's what I'm getting at.
Okay.
Best Supporting Actor, Best Supporting Actress, they got nominations. And everybody, well, I can't say everybody, white feminists
Hmm.
are up in arms because they're like, this is exactly what the movie was about. Look at the snub for Greta Gerwig and Margot Robbie. First of all, Greta Gerwig, the director, didn't get snubbed. She got nominated for Best Adapted Screenplay. She didn't get nominated for Best Director, but there are 10 Best Picture awards and 5 Best Director awards. So nominees, sorry. 10 Best Picture nominees, 5 Best Director nominees.
That math
Okay.
not mathing.
So somebody's going to get left out.
Yeah,
Like
because
you would think the Best Picture, the director would be nominated
right,
along with Best Picture.
right.
But there is only 5 nominees for the Best Director category, but
Why? That
10
sounds
films.
stupid.
There's 5 nominees for everything. It used to be 5 nominees for Best Picture, but they expanded it to 10. I don't know why, but okay. That was a long time ago. So it's not like she didn't get nominated. She did. It was for Best Adapted Screenplay, which is not a lesser award. Also, Margot Robbie is the producer of the film. So when it got nominated for Best Picture, guess who got nominated? The producer of the film. And it just annoys me that they act like, quote unquote, women got looked over when America Ferrera was nominated for Best Supporting Actress.
Hmm.
I mean, you got Hillary Clinton tweeting about it, all of this stuff. Like America Ferrera, A, wasn't in the movie, and B, didn't get a nomination. If you're looking for a woman from the film to get nominated for acting, you got it.
All
But
right,
technically,
so I'm gonna be a toxic masculinity dude. Isn't that the chick from Superstore?
yes, I
Okay.
don't know how that's tied because you referred to her as a chick.
Yes.
You could, yeah. I actually
I,
preferred her in Superstore, but a lot of people know her from Ugly Betty.
oh, okay. I didn't. Okay, I
Yeah,
recognize it. One I've
Superstore
never
was
seen.
hilarious.
I've seen clips of it from YouTube. And ladies and gentlemen, by the way, I said chick, and that was for like effect because it's a
Yeah.
grand scheme of this conversation.
Hmm.
That's all. Continue.
So yeah, that's what just annoyed me because I was like, "Are y'all blind? Y'all don't see America Ferrera's nomination? Are you blind? You don't see this like best adapted screenplay, best costume design, best production design. The movie got 8 Oscar. What the hell else are y'all looking for?" And so I feel like,
Hmm.
and I'm gonna put this out there for white feminists.
Okay.
If if
Hmm.
you are on the side of the argument
Hmm.
that somehow a white woman has been snubbed
Hmm.
when A, she hasn't, first of all.
Well,
But
I have an outside like if the movie is getting all these awards,
mhm,
right? And I think you got supporting actress and actors being nominated. It would make
yes.
sense that the lead actress would also be nominated.
No,
That would make
not if the supporting actor stole the show.
I didn't see the movie, so I can't comment on that. But did have you seen the movie?
Hell no, it didn't have nothing to do
Okay.
with me. Why would I see this movie?
So you
I
okay?
get
So you
I
can't
get I
definitively
get
argue.
I
Okay,
get what it's about.
yeah, no, I mean
I
you can't
get that
definitively say that she didn't deserve.
no, I'm saying why are we dismissing her? I mean, why are we just like completely ignoring America Ferrera, number one, and all of the other awards they got nominated for, 8 in total, just because just because Ryan Gosling got nominated for Best Supporting Actor, and Margot Robbie didn't get Best Actress, and Greta Gerwig didn't get Best Director. Like it wasn't like they nominated him for Best Actor. It was Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Not that that's, a lesser thing, but it's like
I mean, it is a lesser thing. There's a main and
it's
supporting. There's a Michael
yeah,
Jordan and then there's a Scottie Pippen. There's a main and
there
a
are
supporting.
instances where in a movie people get nominated for supporting and not Best Actor because the person
Yeah, that's
carrying the
happened.
film
Yeah.
didn't was outshone
Right.
by the supporting actors. What I'm talking about is white feminists. Some of y'all is on the wrong side of this conversation, and you need to sit down and you need to be
Okay.
quiet. When we talking about the Oscars and you come to me and you say a white woman was snubbed at the Oscars, I'm gonna look at you with the heftiest side eye I could possibly muster.
But it is possible for a white woman to be snubbed at the Oscars.
It's a popularity contest. If Margot is not as popular in Hollywood as she
Which is
thinks she is,
surprising. Yeah, that
then it
surprised me.
is what it is.
I thought that she was super popular. But
She
I
is.
don't know.
That's why her film, the film that she produced, actively produced, not just she got a producer credit, but actively produced, meaning she was in the meetings with Mattel
Mm-hmm.
trying to
I hear it's
encourage
a good
them
movie. I hear it's
to
a
put
great movie.
yeah, she was in the meetings with Mattel trying to push them and to expanding their idea of who Barbie could be. So she's an active participant as a producer. She is part of the reason this film got made.
Mm-hmm.
And so she got a Best Picture nomination for it.
Yeah, but her name ain't all over it. I
But
want my
she
name in
could
the
walk
lights.
home. She could walk home with a damn Oscar.
I know, but as an artist, you would want all the credit if it's your baby, right? Like if it's your baby, what do you think Denzel Washington's uh, biggest regret is as far as the Oscars? I
Oh,
guarantee you, not getting it for Malcolm X.
I'm sure there are more than plenty of movies that people uh have worked on or been in that didn't get nominated, and they feel some type of way about it. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we shouldn't be putting it this much stock in the Oscars, period.
Yeah, you said that
um
before.
I just don't think it should be the barometer by which we're judging good films. It just shouldn't, especially when you're voted on by your peers. It just it's given very much like student government,
Yeah,
student
we talked
government
about that before.
elections.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
talked about that before. So,
But my point is, don't get too far on your high horse to where you're erasing the contributions of other people
okay.
and the
Yeah.
accolades that other people are getting. You're on the wrong side of the conversation if you're doing that. And also, I wanted to shout out, Coleman Domingo, who is, we're going to talk about this a little bit later. He's going to be playing Joe Jackson
Mm-hmm.
in the Michael Jackson biopic. He was nominated for Best Actor for Rustin, another movie that I didn't see, but hey. And Lily Gladstone in Killers of the Flower Moon, the Scorsese pick. She is the first Native American that could potentially win Best Actress. So
Oh, okay. That's beautiful.
yeah, so shout out to her.
So
But yeah,
that's important. What
that's
you said is
important.
important.
There's important stuff happening at the Oscars this year. So I just feel like chill out. Like I just feel like chill out, everybody.
Well, since we getting messy,
Oh, here we go. I'm
since
not
we
getting
get
messy. I'm questioning white feminism as I should.
no, well, yes,
Yes.
but a little
Go ahead.
messy.
You're messy. I'm
Yes,
not
I'm
messy.
messy. I'm messy, and I'm
I
ready to
am
get to some mess.
I am critiquing people who say that they're against systems of oppression, but really do nothing but uphold those systems. So
Well, this is a
I'm
good,
critical of that.
speaking of, combating systems of oppression, right?
Okay. Hmm.
We had a gentleman that was just in New Hampshire
Oh boy.
endorsing the
Mm,
former president Trump.
boy.
And the very next day, this person announced that he had gotten engaged. Tim Scott got engaged,
Who
ladies and gentlemen.
cares?
No, hold on. Hold on.
You talking about somebody did a side by side and did a Photoshop and put him in the outfit and everything of him and Mushmouth
Oh, Lord, that's
from
wrong.
Bad Albert.
That's
And
wrong.
no, and he was identical.
Okay. Well,
He
that's
could
not
play
messy.
live action Mushmouth.
Okay. Well, I want to get to this engagement. Okay. Because
All right, we can talk about it, but you
yeah,
know how I feel about Tim Scott
I
whacking.
know, but I thought it was funny. Now, Tim Scott announced the day after Trump won the New Hampshire primary that he got engaged to Mindy Noyce. She's an interior designer. The
Okay.
proposal took place on a beach in South Carolina, and he says he's been dating her for about a year.
Nobody's
Now,
ever seen this woman before.
no, there has always been speculation about Scott's relationship status because he has rarely mentioned a significant other during his decades of politics.
Yeah.
Some even thought Scott had invented a girlfriend for political purposes.
And let's be honest, if anybody's ever seen Tim Scott, he definitely looks like he has a quote unquote girlfriend who lives in Canada. Like that, like
Well,
he,
I know somebody who legitimately had a girlfriend that lived in Canada. So that is a possible thing.
the only person. Everybody else was making it up.
So yeah. She's real. There's pictures of it. It
She's a
just
person.
she's a person.
Is she real? No.
It doesn't look like the image was AI generated.
No, 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 no. But
He is
is she?
definitely positioning himself to be the pick for vice president. He is kissed the ring of
Mm-hmm.
Mr. Trump. He then got
Yeah.
himself a nice girlfriend. She happens to be from the Caucasus Islands.
Yes.
And there's
The
nothing wrong with that.
mountains from the mountains of Caucasus.
First of all,
Yes.
there's nothing wrong with that. I, of all people, cannot say a word about that
Well,
because
we know
my
you
ex-wife was
can't.
white. Yeah, well,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that comment was really necessary. Just saying
Because
that
you
my ex-wife,
well,
yeah,
because your ex-wife was white.
yeah. Well, she was
Yeah.
Italian, so but yeah, she was.
That's,
Yeah, if she had to check mark white,
yeah.
yeah, but she called it. She said
Where's
she
the
was Italian.
Caucasus Mountains?
I don't and I don't know where the Caucasus.
Are those real or did okay.
I think
Did
Cat Williams made that up.
Cat Williams say
No,
that?
Caucasian is a legitimate word.
Yes.
It's
Are there Caucasus Mountains? Okay.
I
There
just found
are. There
yes,
are. There
yes,
are.
there are Caucasian. I just found it funny that all of a sudden he found himself a girl. Did nobody see? It is really
Out
hard. It is really hard to be a politician for all these years, and did nobody see y'all together?
right.
He said he met her in church,
Oh
and you
boy.
know what I think? This is
Mm-hmm.
reckless speculation. He said, "Hey, look, I'm trying to be the vice president and a black Republican president because that man probably ain't gonna make it all 4 years if we win. So that means I could be president,
The last
and
person.
I'm gonna make you the first lady. What you got
Oh
going
boy.
on? Well, I'm an interior designer. Look, we can bring about a little bit more business to your
Right.
business, but we got to make this arrangement." That's all it was. What was that movie that they had years ago where the dude paid the girl to be his girlfriend? It was a high school movie. He paid the girl to be his
Oh,
girlfriend.
there's so many. Love
The
Don't
one
Cost a Thing with
Patrick
Nick
Dempsey
Cannon.
was Patrick Dempsey was. It was an old '80s movie, and Patrick Dempsey was in it.
There's
Uh,
a lot of I can only think of Love Don't Cost a Thing with Nick Cannon
okay,
and
well, he paid somebody. He paid the girl to
Christina
be his
Milian.
girlfriend. Yeah, he
Yeah.
paid the girl to be his girlfriend, and by having her as his girlfriend and made him more popular. That's all Tim Scott did. That's my reckless speculation. That's
So
what I believe he did.
so it's so funny because there's a Vanity Fair article by Bess Levin that was wrote a couple days ago.
McLovin.
And Bess Levin.
Yeah, okay.
And she writes Of course, Scott did not do himself any favors getting people to drop it by mentioning a romantic partner in an interview with the Washington Post, yet refusing to identify her, which to many gave off strong, quote, "my girlfriend who lives in Canada" vibes. I was right. Like I saw that after I said it, but that's the vibe you get of
Yeah,
like,
that was the questions that they was calling him on, and
where did she come from?
well, she came from the church, his church.
Where did she come from in the world?
Well, her
Because
name. Well, I mean, she
because
was born. She was born by the river in a little tent.
he
Maddie
was
Noyce.
single. He was single. And
Well,
people started asking questions about, hey,
mhm.
bruh, why you 50 and single? Well, because he's whack.
Well, they were questioning him the same way they were questioning Lindsey Graham, because
We all
there's
know why Lindsey Graham is single.
well, the rumor is, once again, reckless speculation, is that he's gay,
Mm-hmm.
and so some of the same things were being put on Tim Scott, which for us, there is nothing wrong with it. Hell, I would
No.
probably even like him a little bit if he came out and he was legitimately gay. And being a gay Republican must be one of the hardest things in the world. So I would even
Yeah.
respect him a little bit. That'd be
But
better than
his
him making up a girlfriend. But I mean, she's a real person, though. She is real.
yeah. But him positioning himself as this sort of like evangelical Republican, he can't be gay.
No,
He
he can't.
can't be
Well,
gay. He can't be gay with the people he's trying to court.
Jay, I'm gonna need you to turn off the TV or change the channels, because we got a lot of Pluto ads in the background, and they ain't paying us for this. No, Tubi advertisements, and they ain't paying
Uh-uh.
us for no advertisements.
They
Yeah, I'm
showed
gonna need you.
not.
They're
Well,
not paying
most
us
of
for nothing.
incidentally, I usually have like something playing in the
Yeah, you
background
got a lot.
sometimes, but you never actually end up seeing it
That's not true. They see
in
it
the
on the YouTube.
video.
Yeah, no, they see it in the YouTube video. They don't see. Yeah, they don't see it in the clips. The clips are different. The clips on Instagram.
When I watch on YouTube, it's usually cropped and you don't end up seeing my stuff
Well,
anyway.
maybe. Well, maybe, I don't know. I don't know.
So I'm doing all this for the people and y'all not even seeing it, so it
Well,
doesn't
no,
matter.
people are seeing it because we're going to hit 3,000 before the end of the month,
I
because we're
can't but
already
I can't believe that when you sent that to me.
yeah,
Cuz
no, we're
that surpasses our expectations.
yeah,
Cuz
we was
remember
trying
we
to
were talking about 300.
300 by the end of last year. Now we
Yeah.
at almost 3,000. But okay, that's enough about patting ourselves on the back.
Yeah.
Before we uh take a break, I wanted to get your ideas of the video that I sent you. You know what? We're going to take a break. And then we're
Actually,
gonna get the ideas of the videos you sent you, because I'm looking at your face right now, and it's telling me that you didn't watch the video that I sent you.
I did. I watched it days ago when you sent it to me.
Did
I
I send it to you days
actually
ago?
Yes, you did. You DM'd it
Okay.
to me.
Okay.
But actually, Trump at a little press conference
Today?
said this was the 22nd, said, quote, he's engaged to be married, talking about Tim Scott's engagement. We never thought this was gonna happen. What's going on? And and that's the first time
I
in
think
my
I just
life
slobbered. I think I
I
just
have
slobbered.
ever agreed with Donald J. Trump.
No,
We
let me tell you
never
something.
thought that was
Don-
gonna happen.
that's true. But Donald J. Trump be saying some funny stuff. He be
Yeah,
saying some funny stuff about people that I be
he
agreeing with sometimes.
he's a comedian that's not supposed to be president.
Right. He's not supposed to be president. But on that note, we'll get to the video and Michael Jackson next. Hey there, podcast listeners. It's Bruce Anthony here, and welcome to another episode of Unsolicited Perspectives. Today, I want to talk to you about something that's been on my mind lately: the importance of staying hydrated and taking care of ourselves. Whether it's prioritizing our health and wellness, or gearing up for festival seasons, or just gearing up for whatever season or time of year, there's one brand that's been my go-to for all things hydration: Liquid IV. Speaking of health and wellness, let's dive into how Liquid IV can fuel your well-being. Imagine starting your day off right, feeling refreshed and energized. Liquid IV Hydration Multiplier is the missing piece in your daily routine. With just one stick, You get 5 essential vitamins and 2 times faster hydration than water alone. It's perfect for those early mornings, pre-workout boosts, moments when you're just feeling run down, or even after a late night or long flights. I absolutely love how convenient Liquid IV is. The packaging makes it easy to bring with me wherever I go. And let me tell you, it's become vital daily part of my routine. The flavors, let me tell you something, they're incredible. From refreshing sea berry and strawberry lemonade to classics like lemon lime and watermelon, there's a flavor for every preference. It's like a burst of hydration with a hint of deliciousness. Picture this. 1 stick of liquid IV mixed in 16 ounces of water, hydrating you 2 times faster and more efficient than water alone. And with 12 mouth-watering flavors, you'll never get bored with your hydration routine. Plus, Liquid IV is packed with 5 essential vitamins: B3, B5, B6, B12, and of course, vitamin C. It's also made with premium ingredients, non-GMO, free of gluten, dairy, and soy. This is hydration at its finest. But it doesn't stop there. Liquid IV believes that access to clean and abundant water is the foundation of a healthier world. That's why they partner with leading organizations, finding innovative solutions to help communities protect both their water and their futures. It's incredible to know that Liquid IV has already donated over 39 million servings in 50 plus countries around the world. They truly walk the talk. Get 20% off when you go to liquidiv.com and use code unsolicited at checkout. That's 20% off anything you order when you shop Better Hydration today using promo code unsolicited at liquidiv.com. Remember, folks, taking care of ourselves should always be a priority. So why wait? Head over to liquidiv.com, pick your favorite flavors, and experience hydration like never before. Stay refreshed, stay hydrated, and keep rocking those unsolicited perspectives. Okay, Jay, we teased it the last segment,
Yeah.
but I actually sent you and several people, majority females, this one particular video. In this video, they're in New York City. They're in New York City, and this woman says, as she's holding a drink and a guy is entering the bathroom, that he just asked me to hold his drink while he goes to the bathroom. I'm going to block him and leave. And I sent that to a bunch of women and I was like, yo, what is this about? Like, is this a thing?
Yeah.
Is this another ick? Because women have these ick. This is a running theme in social media that
Mm.
there's a running list of icks that women has. I saw a video the other day where a woman was like, oh, why do you know how to cook? And I'm like, yo, we can't even cook now? That's that's
Yeah.
that's
I,
that's
I
really like
I'll
that's
say
really the thing.
something. I'll say something about Icks, but go ahead and I'll make a
Uh,
note so I don't
but
forget.
yeah, don't forget. But what did you think about this video? And I have a larger point because I have my ideas of the video, but I have a bigger conversation about blocking people.
Yeah.
But what did you think about her reaction to him asking her to hold his drink when he went to the bathroom?
Yeah, I don't see what was wrong with it. So it either leads me to believe one of two things. One, the video wasn't real, or two, if it was real and she did do that, that was the last straw in a string of bad, just like a bad date, a string
Right.
of bad incidents that just culminated in a bad
That
date.
it couldn't have been that singular
No. I mean
incident.
it I just because there was no explanation as far as like what he did wrong by asking you to watch it, hold his drink while he uses the restroom.
I will
So,
say I showed it to an academic, and I love having academics as friends, and they were
mhm,
like, pay attention to the wording. She said made me hold his drink. So there
mhm.
could have been something that
Yeah.
was surrounding that. But just from the mere principle, like, I don't know about most of the people listening and watching this, but I don't bathroomize anything that doesn't stay in the bathroom. If
No.
I read a book or a magazine, it's been bathroomized, it stays in there. It doesn't come out.
And
The only thing that's been bathroomized that comes out is my phone. That's it.
ladies and gentlemen, bathroom eyes is a word that I believe we made up. I've only ever heard
Yeah.
it in our family.
Yeah,
But
it's
it's
absolutely
when
weird.
you take things into the restroom
While
that
you're using them.
while you're using the restroom, that object now has particles of bathroom on it,
Mm-hmm.
and it cannot be used in good company outside of the bathroom now.
Can't be done. Can't
It
be done.
cannot, because it's got little pee poop particles on it, and it's not coming out of the bathroom. The
And
only thing that people will take in and out of bath is their phone. I
mhm.
pray you guys are wiping down your phone every once in a while by the look on your face.
No,
You
I've been doing
don't.
it because you brought it to my
Okay.
attention one time, and I was like, "Oh my God, I do not do that." And I was
That
like, "I need to start
is
doing it."
how you get pink eye.
I've,
Wipe your phone off.
okay, let me knock on wood because I haven't gotten pink eye, so don't jinx me.
Yeah.
No, I don't want to wake up
Yes.
tomorrow morning with pink eye because I got more shows to film. But
Right.
yeah, and I'm damn sure not taking in anything that I'm actually going to put in my mouth.
Right.
Except for mouthwash. That's the only thing. Mouthwash and
Well,
toothpaste
yeah.
and your toothbrush.
Yeah. Yeah.
Actually, that
I'm
now
not
that I
gonna
think
take
about it,
food and drink into
yeah,
the
okay.
bathroom.
But now that I think about it, this is a side tangent. The fact of the matter is, we put mouthwash and toothpaste and toothbrushes in our mouths, and they've all been bathroomized. So the same
They're all
elements,
in sealed containers.
not our toothbrush.
Your toothbrush don't have a cap on it?
I mean, it's in the cabinet, but it's don't have no cap on it.
It's in the cabinet. You're fine.
Well, I don't trust anything that's in the cabinet.
Well, you need to clean out your cabinet.
Well, I mean, I literally just did at the beginning of the year. I did a thorough cleaning of the cabinet.
Oh, well, then
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
fine.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, no. I'm just saying, we talk about things that we're not going to put in our mouths once it's been bathroomized, and it's been bathroomized. I
Yeah.
mean, is there any big difference
I'm
between a
not.
mouthwash and a Coke bottle?
Listen, I'm not gonna go take a bag of Funyuns into the bathroom while I take a shit. I'm not gonna
Well,
do it.
I don't know why you're eating a bag of Funyuns in the first
But
place.
you get it. It's just an
I get,
example.
I
It's
get,
gross.
it is gross.
Don't. If you're gonna eat on the toilet or something, I mean, just I don't
I know
know. Just don't
somebody
do it.
do it. Some people do it,
Oh yeah. Oh
and
yeah. People eat on the
y'all
toilet.
nasty, huh?
Oh yeah. People eat on the toilet. Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
people are
I know.
nasty
I
like
know.
that.
There's some people out there doing that.
Yeah. Um,
But no, I don't. I don't see what was wrong if he asked her, "Hey, can you watch my drink while I go to the restroom?" Now, if he shoved it at her and said, "Hold this," and walked off, and that was just like the last straw in a already bad date, then I'm gonna go ahead and put this drink down, and I'm gonna go ahead and go.
Okay, so that leads me to my second point. Like, if there was something that she didn't express in that video, because it's a video, right? People
Right.
get on me all the time because you post the Instagram reels or YouTube shorts, and they're like, "That's not what happened." I was like, "This is a clip of a
Yeah.
much larger show.
Yeah.
Click on the link and watch the larger show, and then you'll understand it in the grand context. This is a
Right.
highlight. This
Right.
is a highlight. Okay,
Right.
so maybe it's a highlight." And she left out important details, and that's the reason why she decided to leave. It's the blocking for
Mm-hmm.
me. I
Mm-hmm.
dated this young girl. It was right before the pandemic. And when I say young, at that time I was 39. She may have been 26, 27. Right?
Okay.
Okay, so she was young. And
Mm-hmm.
she got into an argument with me because I
Mm-hmm.
don't argue. I'll
Right.
have a conversation, but I'm not going to argue with you. And
Mm-hmm.
she got into a conversation with me. And in the midst of her yelling at me, and I'm just, okay, nodding my head. Okay, I'm hearing what you're saying. All right. You're not going to talk out of turn, but, go ahead,
Yeah.
say what you got to say. I'll
Right.
block you. And I was like, okay, so? I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't care if you block me. Like, after this conversation, I really don't ever want to talk to you ever again anyway. But
Right.
the idea that her saying that she'll block me was going to hurt my feelings
Mm-hmm.
was crazy to me. But these young people, instead of confronting whatever issue they may have with people, they block. And I think that's such a passive aggressive way of handling situations. If she was icked out by some of the stuff that he did, she could have just been like, "Look, I'm not feeling none of this. These are the reasons why I'm going to go." But the
Mm-hmm.
whole block situation means that she don't want to deal with whatever it was that he was going to say to her. She's just wanting to escape the whole situation. And I just don't like that. I think the block feature should only be used if you're being bothered. Now, there are women that have bothered the hell out of me, and I'm
Mm-hmm.
told, "Leave me alone." And they don't leave me alone. And I was like, I got to block you now.
Yeah. So this is where we're gonna be on different sides of the aisle.
Okay.
um she does she owe him that explanation?
Um,
And
I think
and
common courtesy is yes, yes.
and and is it always safe for women to have that conversation?
That's a different conversation than
Is it? Because
okay.
you have to think about it.
They're two different things.
You have to think about it from a woman's perspective. And I'm not saying that only women block, men and women block. And a lot of it has to do with, like you said, it, not wanting to be confrontational, right?
Hmm.
Um, Feeling like, okay, I'm done with the situation, so I'm just gonna be done with it, and I'm gonna block you. And a lot of times, yeah, it is really selfish and a little narcissistic too, or like a little
Yes,
egotistical, because it's
yes.
like, okay, girl, I don't care if you block me,
Right. I
like
really do not care.
nobody's worried about that.
I'll block you. That just it tickled me when she said that. Like I was like, I don't care.
Yeah, but for young people specifically though, that's a threat. Like that's a threat to be
Mhm.
blocked, to have your access to someone cut off, because you got to understand, for people who are like Gen Z, they've been in constant contact and had like thorough access to everyone their entire lives, right through their
It's true.
phones. They
True.
have always had been able to be in contact with someone. So to cut off that contact, to unfriend them on social media or unfollow them on social media, to block them, to cut off that contact, it is jarring.
Hmm.
For us as millennials or people who are Gen X and older, we like, all right, you ain't gonna talk to me no more. Okay. We ain't gonna talk no more. I wouldn't talk to you every day anyway. Like it
Right.
doesn't
Yeah,
really
like
matter.
I really don't care.
But we don't know what the situation was, and it may have been a situation where it was safer for her to just leave in a and to keep this person from having contact with her. She blocked him.
Okay,
Now,
that's a good point.
I don't know the backstory. I don't know any additional information. I'm just making an inference, but I think blocking has its time and its place. And
Absolutely. I'm not
when
saying that.
when you're on the receiving end of the block, yeah, it feels annoying and you're just kind of like, why even do that? It's so rude. But when you're the blocker, you're like, this is exactly what I needed to do,
Hmm.
and I'm glad I did it. So
Yeah.
it's like whenever you've had to block someone, you're like, yeah, you had to be blocked. Like
I've only
I'm done with this, and I'm done with this conversation. I'm done with this relationship. I'm done with you having contact with me. So that's it. That's all. I don't owe you anything additional.
yeah. I guess I'm lucky. Most people know me. If you've had
Mhm.
that type of interaction with me personally, I'm talking about me personally. If you had that type of interaction with me personally, and I just say, I'm cool on this. That's my favorite line now.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
I'm cool on this now. I
Yeah.
think I'm going to go ahead and remove myself from the situation.
Mhm.
People know that I've removed myself from that situation and I'm
Yeah.
never going to come back.
Yeah.
So
And
there's no reason to block me. And even if you do block me, I'll never know.
but you're a 7'5", uh 200 and a million pounds of muscle, large black man, and you could tell people I'm cool on this and people will respect
You're
it.
right. You're right. I'm none of those things. I'm definitely not 7'5". Would you say I'm 2,750 pounds of muscle? Yeah, no. If that was real, then I need to be going making money doing something. They need to
You
put
would
me.
be Abomination. Like you wouldn't
I'd
you
be
would
the
be the
Incredible
Incredible
Hulk.
Hulk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'd be the Incredible Hulk. They need to put me in the Avengers.
Yeah. But so you kind of sitting from a place of privilege here,
You're right. I never
where
thought of it like that.
blocking is not something you have to do.
Yeah, you're right.
I've been in a position where blocking is something that I've had to do.
True. True. These are
So,
facts. Yeah, I hear what you're
mm,
saying. All right, you
we
said
don't
you
know
wanted
where.
to make notes about ick.
Oh,
It's
icks.
yeah.
Yeah, when you get to talking to people, and this is men and women because both of them have icks.
Because I got them.
And yes, if they start to get more and more ridiculous or more nitpicky, the thing to say to that person is, you don't have an ick, you don't like men. You don't have an ick, you don't like women. Like that's what the problem is. Because if how could oh, we cooking now? Is that what we doing? Ugh.
Right. I
Like,
was like, men
oh,
can't cook now?
you don't like men. You don't like them. You need to start thinking about exploring other options because men clearly aren't it for you. If everything that a group of people does annoys you to no end, that you would rather be by yourself, then you don't like that group of people. Like, you
Right.
just don't like them. You might not be straight. I'm sorry. That might not be what it is. Like, or hell, you might not be gay. Like, if you,
Well,
you might not be the thing you think you are. If the people that you think you're attracted to annoy the hell out of you to that degree,
Yeah.
to that degree, girl, he was breathing through his nose. Well, how the hell you want him to breathe? Because if he breathed through his mouth, then he's a mouth breather. So that's like, so how you want? He had to breathe so hard, like it sounded like normal breath to me. It might just be you don't like him.
My favorite thing is people and their what they expect from their significant others, and the two that always get me are really out of shape dudes that
Yeah.
say they women got to have certain types of bodies. That's always the baddest bodies. And short women saying that they won't date a dude over 5'9". You can't tell the difference between 5'9" and 6 foot.
Under 5'9",
Yeah,
under or over.
Under. The
Yeah,
short women.
Because short women love real tall men for some reason.
Yes. And they're like, I won't date a dude under 5'9". You 5 foot barely.
Right.
5'9" is 9 inches taller than you. Even if you're wearing 6-inch heels, he's still taller.
You are 5 foot.
Yes. So, that would make them a little person.
No.
Yeah, the cutoff for little person, I know, because we've had some women in our family that's been right on the borderline.
Boy, it's skirting the line.
And they've been off by a half an inch. It's 4'10" and a half. Anything 4'10", anything below 4'10" and a half is considered a little person.
Oh, well, I got some friends that's this is gonna be a reckoning for them then.
Yeah, you 4'8", you a little person.
Yeah.
You're a little person. All right. We went through that. It's time to get to the thing that I wanted to talk about the most. And now we ain't got that much time to talk about it.
We got time.
Michael Joseph Jackson got a movie coming out. The title is going to be called Michael.
Yeah.
Because that's really all you had to do is Michael.
Yeah.
Antoine Fuqua is going to be, that's not how you say his last name, but that's how I say it.
It's Fuqua.
Fuqua. Okay, he's Lord Fuqua.
No.
Antoine Fuqua.
This is not Shrek.
He's going to be directing the film, and you might know him as he directed all of the Equalizers. He directed Training Day. He directed some other movies that I don't know. Those are just the movies I know. So he's a good director. The lead actor is going to be portrayed by Michael Jackson's nephew, son of Jermaine Jackson, Jafar Jackson. And the storyline will chart Michael Jackson's rise to pop superstardom and will explore all aspects of his life, including his most iconic performances. It'll be out April 18th, 2025. And like you said, Jay, what's his name? Coleman Domingo?
Yes, sure.
Will be playing Joe Jackson. So you know they're getting a star-studded cast. Well, we don't know that. He's playing Joe Jackson. We don't know. I mean, can Angela Bassett come back and play Catherine Jackson
and
again?
Play Catherine? I mean, she might.
She could do it.
I don't want you. I don't want you. I don't want you. You know, that was ad-libbed.
Well,
Mhm.
we know that, but other
Yeah.
people that out there don't know that.
Yeah.
And Jafar Jackson got the stamp of approval from his grandmother, uh,
Okay.
Catherine, to play Michael because she says he embodies everything. Now, I've never seen the boy in my life.
I just Googled him. He looks like Michael.
Well, could he be Michael's son?
No, he's definitely
Because
Jermaine's son. Like he looks like Jermaine. Like he looks like a Jackson, is what I
because they
should
all
say.
look alike.
Yeah. He definitely looks like he's Jermaine's son.
Well, I don't know because the brothers be sharing wives sometimes.
I mean, you don't have a computer in front of you, so you
I'm
didn't.
literally on a computer right now, but I'm not. I got too many things going on at the same time to Google it.
Got you. Yeah, I mean, he definitely looks like him. I'm looking at him. He is a Jackson. That's for
Okay.
sure. I don't know about his acting chops. Don't know.
Because the dude that played Michael Jackson, all the people that played Michael Jackson in the American Dream movie
Mhm.
embodied Michael Jackson, young Michael
Yeah.
Jackson and older Michael Jackson. So you better do this right. Now, my
Shout out to
question is
Jason Weaver. Shout out to Jason Weaver.
Jason Weaver.
Mhm.
Everybody might remember him from ATL.
Yes.
And Smart Guy. He was the older brother on Smart Guy.
Mhm.
Now, my question about this movie is this going to be an attempt to rewrite the history of MJ and some of the allegations?
Mhm.
And or is it going to be a celebration of a great artist? Can it be both? Can it be none of it? Is it that important?
I think them telling an accurate story is important. If the family is involved, I don't know how accurate it's going to be.
That's what I'm talking about. Like the family is involved with which the family has to be involved, especially with his younger life and his coming of age. But I don't know how much they can really say when he's in Neverland, right? Because I
Right.
don't think he was really rocking. Janet was there sometimes, but even he and Janet, they were very close, and then they kind of had a little bit of a falling out, and then they kind of got back together. I learned that through
What?
the Janet documentary.
Oh, that's news to me
N-
because I always thought that they were always close as a family, like
uh,
the
mm,
Jackson family. I mean, obviously not Joseph, but I
it-
always thought that the Jackson
well,
family remained close.
no, some of them were still close with Joseph. Like Tito loved Joseph. Tito
Because
loved Joseph.
listen, when Tito got on that guitar, he played it.
Yeah,
So
but no,
it
I'm looking for like the Jacksons in American Dream was a really good. It was a good movie, but it was a television movie.
yeah,
I do want to see a biopic. I want to see something on the level of maybe Ray,
yeah.
maybe Get On Up with James Brown, something like that. But
But
I feel like it.
they told the real story. Like they talked about the drug
Mhm.
abuse and things like that. Are they going to
And
talk
James
about
hitting
his
his wife and everything.
Yeah. Are they
I
going to
hope they
talk
do.
about his drug abuse? Are they going to talk about his obsession with plastic surgery? Are they going to talk about the multiple allegations of child molested? Like there's a lot to his adult story that Jackson's American Dream. I mean, we got up to the Motown 25.
Yeah,
That's as far as we went for
because
that
it was
movie.
92. They could
Yeah.
have gone further, but it was the Jacksons movie. It was a
Right.
story of them as a family. This is about Michael.
Right.
Now they're
I
going
don't
to be
know.
in it, of course, because
Yeah.
you can't have a Michael Jackson story without talking about his family. But
Mhm.
this sole focus is on Michael. So, and it's so, I don't even know how you could fit his whole life because there's so many layers to his life, right?
Right.
The childhood version of them growing up in Gary, Indiana, and then getting to Motown is a story. That's a movie in and of itself.
It was a whole TV, but it was over 3 days. I remember
No, it
that.
was 2 days. It was 2 days.
I thought it was 3 nights.
Nah, it was only 3 nights. It
No,
was
you
no,
know
it's
what
two
was
nights. It
3
was two.
nights? You know
What's
what's
that?
3 nights? The New Edition story was 3 nights.
The New Edition was, and it
Yeah.
needed to be 3 nights, and
Yeah.
that's New Edition. They don't even have the history of Michael, right?
Right.
I almost feel like they shouldn't do this would be an idea. I almost feel like they shouldn't do release in movie theaters biopic, that they should do like a series, like a Netflix 10 episode biopic show of
Yeah.
Michael Jackson. I feel like that would really tell a whole story, and you could get a lot of ground covered, because you're talking about, it's not 10 hours, but it's like
Right.
45 minutes over 10 episodes, 450 minutes, which is 8 hours, a little under 8 hours, a little over 7.5 hours, 7.5 hours. So that could be, yeah, you could tell a whole Michael Jackson story in 7.5 hours.
Well, it's my understanding they're not telling the whole story, right? Are they just
Uh,
telling about his rise? Like, is it from the 80s on? Or like, are they
uh,
trying to literally tell his whole life story
they
in
said they would chart,
two?
the film will chart Michael Jackson's rise to pop superstardom, and will explore all aspects of his life, including his most iconic performances. So,
Yeah.
I mean, if it explores all aspects of his life, it's got to talk about his childhood. But I guess,
It doesn't have to go in depth though, because we've already had that story. Like we already know.
but there's a lot of people that don't even know what movie that we're talking about, because it was made
Yeah.
in '92.
Yeah, that's true.
There are people they're in their mid-20s right now.
And that's your parents' fault. Because they
There are
should have
people in their
shown you
30s right now.
Jackson's American Dream.
Yeah, there are people in their 30s right now that weren't alive when that
Yeah.
movie was made.
Yeah.
So, I mean, we're old.
Yes.
Damn it. We're old. But I'm excited. I'm a Michael Jackson fan, always have been. I'm biased. I have
Mhm.
not watched those documentaries. I know that if it can convince me that the allegations are true,
Yeah.
I will have a real moral,
Dilemma.
even more than a dilemma. What's more than a dilemma?
Hell, I don't know.
A super dilemma. I
A
don't know.
super dilemma. Yeah.
I'm gonna have a moral
Dilemma
super dilemma.
deluxe.
Dilemma supreme, right?
Yes,
Of
yeah.
coming to the fact that I might not be able to listen to his music anymore, and like, I can do that with R. Kelly, right?
Yeah.
I was a
I
fan of
cut
R.
him off.
Kelly, but I can cut R. Kelly. I don't have to watch the Cosby Show ever again.
Yeah.
Like, I can cut that.
Mhm.
However, if like, there was I think I'm gonna talk about it on Tuesday's show.
Mhm.
There was a article just released in the Wall Street Journal that was detailing the sexual assault allegations against Vincent Kennedy McMahon, the former owner of the WWE. He's still on the board, but it's been sold
Mhm.
and merged with UFC to this TKO, and now The Rock is a board of director on this thing. This is a huge conglomerate. The WWE just signed a major deal with Netflix, that Netflix is going to pay them for one of their weekly shows $500 million a year. So they're making moves. But
Yeah.
there's these huge allegations against Vincent Kennedy McMahon. Now, he's not the owner anymore, so I'm not at I can still watch wrestling, because Royal Rumble coming on this Saturday. I'm watching that.
Yeah, he
But if
didn't
he was,
invent wrestling.
he didn't, but he damn sure made it what it is today.
Yeah,
Like,
I
he
mean,
is,
he marketed it, but he
yeah,
didn't invent wrestling.
he didn't
Wrestling's been
invent it, but he
around
promoted the hell out of it. I
since
mean,
the beginning of time. Wrestling has been
yeah,
around.
there's always been some dudes wrestling each other, and there's
Yes.
questions that can always be brought up about that. But
in Rome or ancient Greece, it's the same place. In
no,
Rome,
I don't think they are in the same place. I'm pretty sure they're not.
they was butterball naked wrestling. I don't know why that was necessary, but
They
that,
was like,
well,
Will,
you
it's
know
like,
what?
Will for a lady man.
It was Greco-Roman wrestling, so it
Yeah,
was the same.
no.
Obviously, I know Greece and Rome are not the same
Yeah, you
thing,
got to
but
make that clear, because there's people on
yes,
YouTube that's going to be like, Grease and Rome is not the same. Yeah, we know that.
yeah.
So yeah, I've been saying that I'm not going to be a hypocrite,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm going to watch those Michael Jackson documentaries. I just haven't done it yet because I'm afraid. I
Yeah.
don't want my Michael Jackson to be taken away. And I have a hard time separating the art from the artist.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the artist is a part of all of it. And
Well,
if I'm calling out people for only looking at the good in people and not the bad, and being saying, no, I don't want to feel guilty about the bad, i.e., slavery,
mhm.
then I can't be a hypocrite and do the same things. But I
Right.
can avoid it.
That's the same thing. That's why they're taking Black history out of schools. They want to avoid it.
No, I'm just gonna block it. I'm gonna block it.
Yeah, they're just gonna put themselves on D&D and just boop, not gonna think about it.
Well,
Moving on.
yeah.
Well, this is why you and I have had this debate our whole lives. Who it was the '80s. Is Michael or Prince? And I was a Prince
yeah,
fan, and you were an MJ fan, and just saying.
I mean, Prince was a better musician. I've never said.
Yeah, better musician, better writer, better.
I don't know.
Better performer, better.
I don't know about a better performer.
Oh,
man. I don't know about that. Like, Michael was a hell of a performer. He put on shows.
Oh, I'm not gonna take anything away from Michael, but he ain't never jump off no speaker into a split and slide back up in some high heels.
That means Prince nuts must have been small, because I don't know no man that can really do that.
Okay. Well, it ultimately, in an indirect way, led to his death because he was on fentanyl because of his hip problems from
fentanyl. We do have
down
a
in
fentanyl.
Splits and sliding back up and dropping back down, sliding back up.
You can't be doing that.
And all kind of things like that. And even Michael gave him his props because he named both his sons Prince.
Okay. Yeah, they shouldn't have had no beef. All right. Let's wrap up this episode with the story that I found.
With the what in the hell?
Quite humorous. And an Amish family had their I can't even get it out. Had their horse and buggy stolen from a Walmart parking lot while they were shopping.
That's the most Walmart parking lot thing to ever. Of course it happened in a Walmart parking lot. Right.
So an Amish family in Michigan had their horse and buggy stolen from a Walmart parking lot. The incident took place in Sturgis, Michigan, about 93 miles outside of the city of Lansing, the home of Magic Johnson, by the way. The family was shopping inside the store and found their horse and buggy stolen upon return. Yeah, that's a little different than looking for your car.
You're going to notice that.
You're going to notice, like, oh, the horse and buggy is not there. Yeah.
I wonder if where are you, girl?
I wonder if they had a little cuckoo. If they had a little cuckoo.
No, I mean, that's the thing. You can't exactly put low jack on a horse and buggy. And you're like,
on a buggy.
I'm pretty sure I tied that horse up to this pole. Where in the hell is Chestnut?
So a truck driver who was parked in the Walmart lot witnessed the theft and was able to describe a female suspect to the police. The suspect, a 31-year-old woman, was arrested at a local motel in connection with the stolen horse and buggy. She's being charged with larceny and larceny of livestock.
Yeah.
The horse and buggy were later recovered a little over 2 miles away. The horse was not injured during the theft. The family was eventually reunited with the buggy and the horse. So that happened. And I said, crackhead.
because there's no other explanation.
I mean, meth head. When I say crackhead, crack and meth is all wrapped into there. No, it has to be crack or meth. Somebody on heroin is not going to do that.
No, they'll try to steal the Lambo.
Yeah. I don't think people on heroin had the energy. That's typically a drug that just brings you down.
Yeah.
Like crack and meth bring you up. So
all I know is that person was high.
Yes, they were definitely all the way high. Not a little high. All the way high.
I mean, it is a crime of opportunity because it's not like they had, keys to start the buggy or anything like that. It's not. The thing is, the whole thing is no electricity. So she could easily the paid actor of this whole thing though is that truck driver who knew good and hell well that her ass was not the Amish couple that went into the store. And he watched her steal that buggy and did nothing except come forward later and be like, yeah, I watched this. I saw her steal it.
Wait a minute. I didn't think the Amish wore a Puma sweatsuit.
Right. First of all, she's walking all around. She's jittery, scratching her neck, and looking in, looking around. You know when a crackhead about to steal something, okay? And you watch this woman who is clearly not in Amish attire, who is clearly not enough where you could give a description and they were able to find her.
Right to
So
the local motel, not a hotel, a motel. I haven't seen motels in a very long time.
There are motels everywhere. There's a motel near you.
No, there are hotels. Hotels and motels are different. Hotels, motels, Holiday Inns, they all different.
There's a very famous motel that's near you, I think.
There is no Motel 6 nowhere near me.
No, not Motel 6. It's
well, that's the only famous motel that I know of.
The Americana?
No, they tore that down.
They tore that down?
Yeah, they tore that down. They tore down that look, I think that's where politicians used to take their hookers.
Yes.
And escorts. Okay. Because it's right out, it's right outside the Pentagon, right outside of DC, and it's in this obscure area. And it was not an obscure area. It's in a luxury area, but it's just got this raggedy motel. But anyway.
No, it is a hotel. That is a hotel. Well, the only difference is a motel, you can motor up to your door. The door is outside, and the hotel, the door is inside. So, there's plenty of motels around.
I mean, yeah, there's motels. I accidentally stayed in one a couple of years ago.
How did you accidentally?
Because I was staying outside of Baltimore, and I was like, I'm gonna get a Baltimore hotel, and it was last minute, and I didn't want to spend that much money for one night, and I was going out, so I was only going to be in the room because you got to do checkout early, so I was going to be in the room for maybe 6 hours, right? Yeah. I was like, I'm not spending that much money for 6 hours. I was like, I'll stay right outside of Baltimore, and I found I forgot what it was called. I want to say Ramada. And I was like, okay, this is fine. Ramada Inn. I know that name, right?
Yeah.
Like Ramada Inn. Like, I know that name. It'll have a lobby. And it did have a lobby. Yeah. And then when I walked in and I was like, this don't look like normal hotels I stay at. And I walked into the lobby. And the first thing that should have told me that it was going to be a problem was that the receptionist had bulletproof glass in front of her. And then I had to give $100 deposit for the room. And I said, well, wait a minute, I already paid for the room. Yeah, this is $100 deposit. I was like, I've literally never heard of this before. I've heard of you keeping a card on file for incidentals, but you're saying I got to give you another $100 on top of what I already paid?
That's for cleanup.
Yeah, in case something happens.
For the dead hooker that's in the closet. Like that's what they do. That's what the fee is for.
It was too late. It was too late for me to switch hotels. And the person that I was with was just like, this is fine. And I was like, you know what? That's because you ain't real particular about things. And I'm a little bougie. Okay. So I paid the deposit. I said, okay, fine, whatever. I ain't got no other choice. And the front desk lady said, okay, your room will be, you go out those doors, it's outside and it's right against the building. And I said, like the elevator, you got to go outside, is the elevators on a different side? It's like, no, baby, it's steps. And I said, first of all, I ain't your baby. Number two, I mean, what floor is this on? Well, actually, you're on the first floor, so you don't have to worry about no steps. And I was like, okay, well, I can't get to it from right here in the lobby. No, the door is on the outside. I was like, wait a minute. This reminded me of summer vacations in 1990 with mom and dad staying at the Holiday Inn. I don't want to be here. Oh God!
Did you not notice when you pulled up the doors was on the outside of the building?
Because the side of the building I pulled up on, there were no rooms on that side. So no, it was on the so literally I parked on one side. And where I parked, they told me, yeah, you're going to want to move your car immediately because they be towing around here. I'm like, wait a minute. We're in a hotel. Are they towing around here? I've never seen this. I was so mad. And I stayed there. I didn't sleep well. And then the next night, the next morning at 7:00 in the morning, some hoodlums was outside playing their music really, really loud. And I was about to go out there. You know me. I was about to go out there and confront him. But then I realized something. The hotel I was staying at was right off the expressway.
Yeah.
It was a drug depot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's where a lot of drug dealers were, like, if you're going from one state to another state, or you going from one part of the state to another part of the state, you got a little package on you. You're going to stay at this hotel. So when I opened up the door and I looked at the car and I saw it was all tinted, I said, today ain't a good day to die. I'm just going to let this ride. I'm
not
up,
today.
you know, I don't really need to sleep. I only got 3 hours. It's okay.
Drug
Because I don't want to
dealers
die
get up
today.
early. Drug dealers get up at the crack of dawn.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. I don't know how they do that. But the horse and buggy, I'm pissed off at the horse.
Right. Because
I'm pissed off at the horse.
Because I named the horse Chestnut. But like, because you know,
right,
you only supposed to follow me or Jebediah. Why are you letting this lady, just because she took your reins, why are you letting this lady, why are you clip-clopping off? Like, I didn't leave you, like, I'm not in the store right now. So it's the loyalty of the horse is in question.
and
the truck driver.
And I got to hand it to the woman, because whatever drugs she was on, she got away and didn't nobody on the highway or anything question her. They're just like, I guess Amish is wearing Nike suits with Converse high tops now.
I just think that it's a wonder that she was able to, because if you put me in the seat and hand me reins to a horse, I am not going to know what to do aside from what I've seen in movies where you just go, where you just click the reins, go, yeah, and then I hope something happens, but I don't know what to do. Like, I don't know how to drive. Which is actually
whipping the horse, by the way. I don't think that's the most humane way to get to. I don't love it. I've ridden a horse one time and I didn't like it. The horse did not listen to me. The horse peed and some of the pee splattered on my ankle, and I was done. I was done for the entire.
Because that's one of my
urine. One of my friends took me. I was like, this sucks. Didn't you have fun? No, I did not have fun. But she was a Jet Beauty of the Week, so I just sucked it up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that sounds right.
that's how old I am. I dated a woman that was a Jet Beauty of the Week. But kudos to me. Yeah. Kudos to me.
I mean, that's a get.
That is a get. And all my boys was jealous too. And she was older. She was like 6 years older than me. I was 19 and pulled a 25-year-old in the club. Wow. She worked at the club. She got hit on all the time. Yeah. You know who I'm talking about. She still wishes me happy birthday.
Well, that's lovely.
All right, Jay, on that note, what do you want to tell the people out there?
Don't eat on the toilet, guys. Like, it's so gross. And I know you're doing it and I get it. Sometimes you're high or you're drunk and you got to go to the bathroom, but also you want to finish these Cheez-Its. Like, I get it, but just leave the Cheez-Its out. Don't eat on the toilet, guys. Come on.
You seem like you're speaking from experience.
No.
That was very specific.
Not me specifically, because I refuse. And the way all my toothpaste is capped and my toothbrushes got little hats on them to keep spray from getting up. No. If you listen, because not everybody puts the lid down. You're supposed to put the toilet lid down before you.
You are. That's something I've been taught.
Everybody does that.
Yeah. I definitely don't do it. I do it during the day, but at nighttime when I get up and take that midnight pee, the toilet might not even get flushed.
No,
I'm getting out of the bed and I'm getting right back in the bed. I live by myself. And
fumes just blanketing all of your bathroom.
Pee decipher gets away real fast.
God, that's so gross.
But on that note, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. And until next time, as always, I'll holla. Whew, that was a hell of a show. Thank you for rocking with us here on Unsolicited Perspectives with Bruce Anthony. Now, before you go, don't forget to follow, subscribe, like, comment, and share our podcast wherever you're listening or watching it to it. Pass it along to your friends. If you enjoy it, that means the people that you rock with will enjoy it also. So share the wealth, share the knowledge, share the noise. And for all those people that say, well, I don't have a YouTube. If you have a Gmail account, you have a YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel where you can actually watch our video podcast. But the real party is on our Patreon page, After Hours Uncensored and Talking Straight-ish. After Hours Uncensored is another show with my sister. And once again, the key word there is uncensored. Those are exclusively on our Patreon page. Jump onto our website at unsolicitedperspectives.com for all things us. That's where you can get all of our audio, video, our blogs, and even buy our merch. And if you're really feeling genuine and want to help us out, you can donate on our donations page. Donations go strictly to improving our software and hardware so we can keep giving you guys good content that you can clearly listen to and that you can clearly see. So any donation would be appreciative. Most importantly, I want to say thank you for listening and watching and supporting us. And I'll catch you next time. Audi 5000. Peace.